Hi guys, today we will learn about a framework called AngularJS, a JavaScript framework that is made by Google. So what is AngularJS? Oh, I think I just described it, I guess. So AngularJS is a structural framework for dynamic web application. So what it does is this framework will update your HTML dynamically according to the user interaction, as opposed to the traditional static HTML. This also builds on JavaScript, which explains the JS in its name. There is also a website that I want you guys to go to explore more about Angular and its popularity, of course. This website is called madewithangular.com. So I already here. So let's test out what website is made by with Angular. So look like NBA is made with Angular. What else? Pizza Hut is made with Angular. And I think there are a lot more websites that's made with Angular. So as you can see, Angular is a very popular JavaScript framework, if not one of the most popular framework right now, along with React.js, which we have all been learning about, of course, for the last semester or so, or quarter or so. Yeah, so you guys should definitely check it out. A lot of companies will also ask if you have experience in Angular. So Google, as I said, Google developed AngularJS, and Google also made this framework as an open source framework, which means that anyone and everyone can edit this, create, delete. I think there's like a GitHub page that let you fork it, and then you can add your contribution to the framework itself. So that's pretty neat for Google to ask for the community input in creating Angular, not just made from the company perspective, I guess. Angular is also excellent for building a single-page application. So what is a single-page application? A single-page application is a web app that loads a single HTML and dynamically update the page as the user interact with the app. So say if you click on something, only part of the page will change, the rest will stay the same. This is a very better approach for user experience as opposed to the traditional web app that loaded the file, that loaded the HTML pages separately. So say the traditional one will, if you click this page, it will load another whole HTML page again to your desktop, which will take some time because you have to get all the dependencies, get all the file that's related to that HTML page for you to view properly in your browser. This will a single page application will reduce the user that using your web app, reduce the load time of the user drastically. So it will create a better user experience. What is the benefit of AngularJS, you might ask? Testing. So AngularJS is made with testing in mind. Google have made this framework a very easy framework to test with, so there is no excuse really for you to say you cannot test your code. Model View Controller. So if you are building a full website with a model, a view, and controller, Angular is very suitable for this task because it will connect all of those components automatically for you, so you don't have to go to your ham connecting those and instead put those ham in developing those components. Two-way data binding is also another benefit of AngularJS. What this means is if something changes in the model, the change will reflect automatically in the view. Say you're reading the comment section and someone inserting in a comment as you read, that comment will be updated automatically. And say from the view you type in a comment, and that comment will be updated to the model automatically as well, so other user that's viewing the same page will see your comment immediately. And of course there's a lot more to AngularJS than just those three benefits, but for now let's move on to how to get started with AngularJS. Okay, so right now I'm gonna use Angular 1. There is a new version called Angular 2 ready without the JS. I don't know why yet, but I'll start with the AngularJS 1 because I'm more familiar with AngularJS. And I think if you're familiar with AngularJS 1, then it's easier for you to move to Angular 2. The way to get started with AngularJS is you click the download button, and there will be a lot of ways by CDN. There's a CDN that lets you put this link in your file so you don't have to download it to your computer. There's also npm install it. A CDN has a lot of benefits such as better caching, decreased latency, increased parallelism. You can read more about it if you want, but I personally like to use CDNs better than those npm install or bower install. Also, the AngularJS page has a lot of good resources such as the Learn that has free courses, tutorial video that help you learn AngularJS, and also there's a Develop tab that have the API reference. This will be the page that you will go to regularly if you want to be a pro at AngularJS, because it lists all the API or function or directive that you want to use and utilize in your AngularJS project. Okay, so let's get started building an AngularJS file. Like I said, first let's CDN the JavaScript file, the Angular JavaScript file into your object. And I also made a file called like this, script HTML Ajax. I already put the script file here, and then the next step in building your AngularJS would be putting the ng-app as a into any of your HTML element. What's ng-app is that it's the directive that let Angular bootstrap an AngularJS project into whatever you're building. So let's go to API reference directive right here. So to bootstrap an AngularJS application. So at first load, Angular will look for any elements that have the HTML element that has the ng-app in its attributes. Yeah. And we'll bootstrap all the available Angular API into that HTML element. Okay, so let's get started on let's see how Angular is in action. So if I want to do 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, I would write something like this. So you might ask, what is the double curly braces here? The double curly braces here is let Angular know that this is a data injection. So inside this double curly braces here, you can write any Angular code, and this will translate, and this will be processed by the JS file. Okay, so this I would be, let's see, where's my code? Okay, so right here you can see that 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, because by putting the attribute of ng-app here, it will bootstrap the whole Angular application into this body paragraph, and any child element under the body element would inherently can be used by this double curly braces here. As opposed, if I do something like this and slash the ng-app here, instead of the body paragraph. And if I do something like this, I want to download that, and as you can see, only the first div is updated or processed by Angular, and the second div is not processed by Angular. So usually people put it at the body element, or some people can put it at the HTML element. It's really up to you. I personally put it at the HTML element. This also you can also do something like ask AngularJS, because it's JavaScript. You can do something like this. If this equals this, then it will reflect as false. And you can do things like name. 1, 2, 3, and access the last information, the first element of the array, which is 1. So yeah, this will save you a lot of time, as opposed to the traditional JavaScript, where you will do the JavaScript in the script file and then reference it to the whatever element inside this body you want to have it. This will all that code will be automatically put over to Angular to process, and all you need to do is this. Just very neat, an easy way that Angular brings to the table.